Okay, I'm gonna keep this nice and simple as possible. I'm seeing it all over. No matter how much I try to not see it because it's, I don't know, big news or whichever. And I've tried to do as much research as possible before I gave my 2 cents. And my 2 cents being about this whole Iron Mouse situation with the burnt peanut and what was it, the whole Ray Kai situation thing? Yeah. So a couple things from multiple perspectives of as being a VTuber, being someone in the psychology field, and someone who really, really just values kindness. All right. So, first of all, I don't believe that the burnt peanut should have won because first, he identified as a P-tuber, not a VTuber. And second, there is already so much hate in the world, so much anger, so much disgust. Why would they even... I'm not even going to ask why, okay? I want to keep things just as simple as possible. The only thing I'm going to say is that he did not identify as a VTuber. And considering the history of this person, they did not have a good message and delivery of message and viewpoint of everything about VTubers. All right, and that's just focusing on this person alone, not even counting other people of the whole awards and everything. And then the whole thing, and then just the whole thing that happened to Iron Mouse with Ray Kai, Ray, and everyone. Okay, because I am going to circle back to that with her post on Twitter. Yes, she did say, feel free to ask me any question. I'm not the best at, social norms and stuff, but that doesn't mean, ask me literally any question. That's like going into someone else's house and say, make yourself at home. That doesn't mean you destroy someone's house, like, set it on fire or something, because you normally do that at your house. You just set the thing ablaze, because, just something ridiculous like that. It doesn't mean you go up to that, because first, you make yourself an acquaintance with someone. You get to know someone before you do something like that. But that's beyond the point. And it was just not okay. They didn't get to know her to be able to act something like that. And they were used to that. Because, you know what, they got in trouble, they got backlash, but it's not anything new to them. They're used to that. And between both of these people, the burnt peanut and Ray Kai and everything, I'm not sure what their background is. But, it is what it is. Just either do what you gotta do, set your boundaries, and move on. And that's where I feel like Iron Mouse struggles a bit. Not that I'm criticizing or anything, it's just something that I've noticed. She does like to be peacemaker, and I get that. I try to do that too. I want things to be peaceful. I want to be kind to everyone. But I've learned and gotten to a point that you just can't do that. You just can't, unfortunately, do that to everyone, because there are people like this. Unfortunately, I don't know what's happened to them in their lives. Like, I'm assuming the burnt peanut, there are people like them that when they don't understand something, their response is, I'm going to be upset with it and I'm just going to make fun of it and do whatever. Not sure the reason why, but that's just their response to it. And then there are people like Ray Ray and Ray Kai that have become so comfortable, and I'm not sure, but considering the people that I've worked with that have a lack of consequences, for whatever reason, I can do a whole psychology on it, but that's one example. But the lifestyle that they've grown up with has led them to believe that they can say or do anything, and there's not much of a repercussion, or it's very little. And then when they do get a repercussion, it's just, oh no, it's not as much, and then they get really upset and blame others or deflect or whichever. But yeah, I know Iron Mouse wants to be peacemaker, but you have to set boundaries. My whole viewpoint and everything on it is, technically the burnt peanut didn't qualify because they identified as a P-tuber. Their reason for joining is, as they've said before in their videos, is to join it for fun and to upset people. They're not going to take accountability for their actions and the result of everything, because why should they? Their viewpoint is that us VTubers are, or at least a 40% of us, are just 40-year-old males behind 2D models because they don't understand it and they don't agree with it. So that's how they're going to summarize us. And you know what? Fine, go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and live my life being a VTuber, having fun, and being happy. You go do you, boo-boo. As long as you don't do anything to hurt me or my loved ones, I'm fine. I'm having fun. I have a really beautiful, wonderful community, and I enjoy being with my sparkles. And as for what happened with Ray Kai and Ray Ray, I hope the best for Iron Mouse. That's all I really care about, is that she stays safe. I hope she can verbalize setting boundaries and stuff. I always enjoy that she has Connor on her side who can verbalize and say things. But for everyone, please learn to set boundaries, because unfortunately there are people who will say things, just blurt them out and say things out of context and just But that's my take on it. Iron Mouse is, I think, probably the one who probably would have won again for the next year. And I hope that the next year they're run better and we continue to grow our VTuber community and get more of those involved that understand the community and can spread the love for it. Let's keep spreading the love and not let those who try to shadow it dim our sparkle. Keep going and keep shining.